Hi guys, Ramon Flores here from Remax, and thanks for tuning in. We just have a video testimonial here from one of my satisfied clients, Lorraine and Paul. And without further ado, I will let them tell you their story. Paul, Lorraine, thanks for having me here at your home.
No problem.
So why don't we get started? Would you please tell our viewers, what was your real estate situation like before you met me?
Dire.
Dire. Okay, dire. Well, let's elaborate on that, Paul.
It was pretty rough. We were trying to sell our previous house, and once we got that done and over with, it was a matter of trying to find a house.
Right.
So that was another. That's the next big step. Prior to doing it with you this time, last time we had purchased a house before we sold our house, and
right.
we were in trouble with the bank because the bank wouldn't allow it.
Okay, so basically you bought a house before you sold yours, so you were at the risk of having 2 mortgages.
That's right, and the bank wouldn't allow it.
The bank wouldn't allow it.
And they won't allow it for most people. So,
okay.
And most people don't know that.
Right, until you're there.
Until you're there.
Or unless you have a realtor who would give you the whole picture of the whole buying process before things get started, so you're aware. So
you were, from prior experience, and you were also able to tell us that.
Right.
Which we were never told the first time we went through this experience.
Right.
So
okay.
It's good to have a knowledgeable real estate agent.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate the compliment, Paul.
You're welcome.
So basically, before you hired me to help you buy your next home, we had some interactions beforehand. And what was it about me and our interactions that finally made you decide to hire me as opposed to other agents you've interviewed?
Nowadays, you can have a buying agent and a selling agent.
Right.
We first hired you as a selling agent,
right,
to sell our house.
Sell your house.
We meshed so well together, and your work ethic was so up there compared to most people I've ever met. We had no doubt that we were going to use you also for our buying agent.
Wow.
It was just that it was easy for us.
Lorraine?
I agree. I totally agree.
So we kind of meshed well. How did you find the information that I was providing you about how I've streamlined the entire buying process? What did you find?
It was actually quite well because, again, this isn't my first house that I've purchased or sold. And so I've gone through the experience before, and prior agents would just send you whatever listings would pop up on their computer.
Okay.
Whereas you didn't do that. You actually sent us listings that we were interested in. You took all of our wants and needs, and looked for that particular houses on the market and only sent us those. Okay. Because that's what we wanted.
Okay. So basically what I'm hearing from you, Paul, is as opposed to just being on autopilot, I took the time to find out your wants and needs. We write it down on a piece of paper, and I use that as a guideline so that I will not be wasting your time sending you homes that it doesn't match what you're looking for.
Mind you, that caused you a lot more work to do it that way.
Right.
Because you could have took the easy way out and just sent us whatever.
Right.
Whatever listings were in our price range.
Right.
All right. It wasn't a matter of price range. It was a matter of price was one of them, but it wasn't the main thing. It was finding the wants and needs and getting that right house.
And could you comment on the entire home viewing process? So now we've been sending you the daily emails of the homes, and you will narrow them down to a specific number.
Of course. And
then we go ahead and view them. What kind of comment can you give about the entire home showing process?
Well, that was the best part, because it was almost like you were buying the house for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was actually good, because you already did your homework and knew what we wanted.
Right.
And what our wants and needs were. And if you seen something that we didn't notice in the houses that we were viewing, positive or negative, you bring it to our attention.
Right.
Whereas most agents just want you to buy, get their commission, and leave.
Right.
So they weren't giving us a fair view of what we were looking at. They were just looking at their own personal view. It was just, let's get this thing done and over with.
Right.
Whereas you knew what we were looking for, and you took the time to look with us and point things out. Like I said, positive or negative, which you did on all the houses we went to.
Okay.
That way it made our buying decision a lot easier.
A lot easier.
And if you seen something that was very hazardous,
right,
you really pointed that out because you didn't want to endanger our family.
Okay, and
Very
I appreciate that you noticed that, because one of my commitments to my buyer clients is that the commission that I will earn from a transaction can come and go, as I've mentioned to you before. Yes. But if there's something called buyer's remorse, and it's not really the commission that I'm after. Rather, it's establishing a relationship with my clients way after the deal closes.
Yes.
And I honestly think and feel that if I make raving fans of you, that you will not hesitate to refer me to your friends, clients, and coworkers when they ask you for a realtor. So I really appreciate that you noticed what I was doing for you guys.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so Paul, you've given our viewers an idea of how it is to interview me to be your buyer's agent. You told our buyers what was the deciding factor for you to hire me, and you've also given us an idea of how I work with you in terms of showing you potential houses for purchase. So now that you finally found the right house, how would you be able to comment on how I handled the entire offer process from the time we placed an offer to the time that you got the keys to the house? Would you mind touching on that, please?
Oh, sure. First, you made sure we didn't overpay for the house.
Okay, that's very important.
You researched the area to make sure, see what the houses are going for in that area.
Okay.
Once you made sure we got in there quickly.
Okay.
Make sure we didn't lose the house.
We didn't lose the house.
That's a very big one. There's nothing worse than having a hot market out there and seeing something that you think you're going to like and then not even get it.
Right.
Or even a chance to look at it, never mind even getting it.
Right.
But once you got that appointment, we were in there, we looked at it, you looked with us.
Yes.
Made a few suggestions for inspections and, making sure that if this was the house that we really liked,
okay,
that we protect ourselves both financially and legally to make sure that we're not stuck with something that if it looked nice, there wasn't any hidden demons in the house.
Right, something that your eyes can't see. Yeah.
That's right. So you got us. All that was covered through the contract, whereas the seller was liable for all those fees.
Right.
For inspections and anything was found had to be rectified, and we were lucky that you did.
Yes.
Because it did find, in this case, there was actually asbestos in the house that we were looking at. And that was almost $3,000 to get that removed from the house, which the seller had to take care of.
Right, and it's $3,000 to have it removed, but even before you remove it, Paul, it costs a substantial amount of money just for a specific environmental inspection to find the asbestos. So
the air quality control was all done. All that was covered by the seller. So.
Okay, so for the benefit of our viewers, just if I'm hearing you correctly, I was able to give you suggestions on how to approach the inspection side of the house, the inspection side of the offer. Upon finding out that there's asbestos, I took the proper action to hold the seller liable for an air quality inspection, an air quality report, and having the asbestos moved. So it didn't cost you a penny to do that.
Didn't cost a dime.
And how did that affect now our position to negotiate the price because of what we found out?
Well, that actually made the house cheaper.
Okay.
Because if you find an issue, even though they corrected the issue, now you're looking for other things.
Exactly, because what else could be there?
What else could be there? So those suggestions were very good.
Okay.
And it helped us a lot because we ended up getting the house for, I believe, it was $3,000 to $5,000 less than what we were willing to pay for in the first place.
Right, so that's a lot of savings.
That's a lot of savings. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to ask the obvious here, but for the sake of the viewers, are you happy with the results?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
We ended up buying this house.
Right, and this is the house.
And this is the house.
Right.
We're very happy with it.
Excellent.
We paid a great price for it.
Right.
And we can't say anything about the service. The service was great.
Wow.
Definitely will recommend you for any other people that are friends, workers that are looking for real estate to either buy or sell. Your name will be the only name that we come up with. Not as suggestions of here's 2 or 3 people that you might want to look at. I even had some people at work that were talking about selling their houses. And I said, don't even waste your time with all these other real estate, this is the person you need to go to.
And who's that real estate person, Paul?
Ramon.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Ramon
I'm just checking.
Ramon Flores, no other name.
Now, if I were to ask you perhaps the top 3 things that stands out in terms of what you liked about how I handled the transaction, what would those 3 top things be?
Good service.
Good service.
Oh, your professionalism.
Okay, professionalism.
And your whole attitude over the whole thing. Like you weren't, to us, you're not even considered a worker.
Mm-hmm.
We consider you family after going through this experience with you.
Wow.
And we don't, let's say, we don't make friends that easily. We're very quiet people, and we tend to be very picky at who we connect with, but our connection was just unbelievable.
Wow, appreciate the compliment,
Oh yes,
guys.
I
You're quite welcome.
really love you.
Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, Lorraine. So, just to wrap up our little video, is there anything that you want to say to our viewers if they're in the market of looking for a home?
Like I said before, if you're looking for anybody to buy or sell your house, look no further. Ramon's your man.
All right, Lorraine?
I say the same thing. Use Ramon Flores. He's the best agent you could ever have.
Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, Paul.
You're quite welcome.
And thanks for having me in your home. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed our video testimonial with Lorraine and Paul. Please don't forget to subscribe to other videos. We have a lot of videos about testimonials and also a lot of information about real estate, whether you're buying or selling your home. Again, thanks for your time, and until then, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.